Hey guys, good morning. I'm super excited to see what the Lord might have for us as we go through First Timothy. What's been really exciting is as we go through this book, we get to see just the heart of Paul for Timothy. His son in the faith, a young pastor who he's raising up and giving him a tremendous responsibility and requirements to really be a spiritual leader over those who are much older than he is. And also in greater positions of prominence and all that sort of stuff. So in this case, here we are in First Timothy, we're going to discover that it's going to be, Paul's going to be speaking to Timothy about those who have a lot. Right. And some of the concerns with it. Yesterday, we talked about what it is to be content and to find contentment only there in the Lord and to keep that as the number one thing, right? To be able to discover godliness with contentment would be great gain, meaning that Timothy and or anybody that he's communicating with isn't going to be, struggling with managing all of the senses of, I've got the world that I've got to please, and I've got the Lord I've got to please. It's nice to just be content with what we have. Well, now he steps in and he's going to be a little bit more hard-hitting here, starting there in verse 9. So here's what it says. But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and harmful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil, for which some have strayed from the faith in their greediness and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Wow. So Paul is pretty intense when it comes to those who start to chase after money. Why would he be that intense? How is it that he has such a foundation to drive that hard? Well, because Jesus made it crystal clear, the Sermon on the Mount, he said, listen, you cannot serve two masters. Okay. And he says, God and mammon, which is money, which is riches, right? You can't serve both of them. And that's the real problem. And that's what he's getting at. He's like, those who desire to be rich, that's important, desire to be rich, and have a love for money. That's the key. So here's the deal. He's not just talking about people who have a lot of money. Right? Money in and of itself is completely agnostic. It has no bearing one way or the other. It doesn't change anything. It simply is just what it is. Now, the problem is that what happens when we start to have a desire, right? We start to have a love and a care and concern for something that's going to surely pull us away. And he makes it crystal clear that money is such a device of Satan if it's in the wrong hands, if it's in the hands of somebody who truly loves it, because the enemy will either cause you to chase it incessantly, even though you may never catch it, or he may give it to you as much and as plentiful as he so desires, so that you no longer have any sort of need whatsoever on the Lord at all. And so those are the things that are such a critical deals when it comes to dealing with money, is checking the desire and checking our heart. Because what happens? Because this is a snare. This is one of those things that is designed to catch us, to stop us in our tracks, to stop us from being able to move forward in obedience of following Jesus Christ. Think back on the rich young ruler. You remember, as he was given an opportunity by Jesus to come and follow him, maybe had a chance to be one of the disciples, those who would have been closest to Jesus, those who would have had his feet washed by Jesus, those who would have been able to experience the power of his resurrection and the joy of serving him and seeing thousands of people come to the faith. That could have been this guy. We don't get to see the picture because what does he do? He rejects it. What was the call? Say, listen, you know what? I know that you've done all these good things, rich young ruler, that you've done, and you feel as though you've kept the 10 commandments and you're righteous in your own eyes. But the problem is that I need you to sell everything and come follow me. What was Jesus doing? He was picking on the one thing which his heart desired more than it desired the Lord, more than it desired eternal life, more than it desired the things that would be able to change people's lives for eternity. He desired and enjoyed his money and his prominence that brought with him. And so therefore, as a result of it, he missed out on so many amazing things. And that's Paul's heart. You can see here as he's looking at this, he says, listen, for someone strayed from the faith in their greediness and pierce themselves through many sorrows. That at the end of the day, as they end up straying from their faith, they find out that they've just wasted years of their life chasing something that never actually is able to satisfy them. That thing which their heart longed for is never actually met. But instead, what does it do? It only brings more sorrow. It only brings more pain. It only brings a wake of dead bodies, of people behind them, which they've stepped on, they've crushed, or that they've been able to try to control, or whatever that might be, by the gain of what this world might be able to offer. So what is it for us? What's my heart for you? My heart is to make sure that you allow yourself to remain pure. Allow yourself to remain holy, focused, dedicated on the Lord, that the things of this world would not have a grip on you. It doesn't matter if you have little or if you have much. There's still an opportunity for us to avoid walking in sin and the temptation of following after things of gain here in this world and forsaking those things to come. So that's my heart for everybody who's able to hear this message. Don't let this become a snare to you. Check your heart. See if there are areas of your life where if you lost all of it, would it be absolutely, utterly devastating to your soul? And that would be a good indicator that your heart is leaning in one direction and not in the right direction. Love you guys. Hopefully everybody was able to watch and see. I only see a handful of folks that ended up getting on this morning. I was still working out the YouTube thing. So we're going to continue to stay faithful with that as we start to work it out. Also, if you are able to listen to this, the best thing to do is to be able to subscribe and then also click on notifications. So there's a little notification bell. If you click on that, you'll be notified each morning when the devotion gets started. So I want to encourage you guys with that. Also be praying for me. I leave tomorrow for Mazatlan. Super exciting stuff going to be happening there. Just as being able to share a lot of the amazing things the Lord has done at River Rocks Church. And I've been able to learn over the years, just blessed to see what the Lord has in store for us in that season. So love you guys. God bless you all. Be strengthened in the Lord. And we will we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. God bless y'all.